Hello and welcome to another Blender bite-sized video. In this one I'm going to show you how to create a procedural marble material in Blender 4. Here's the spec I'll be using: Blender 4.2, Windows 11, NVIDIA graphics card, Cycles render engine and a custom startup file. Just before I continue with the tutorial, let me remind you that you can grab this material and hundreds more on my Gumroad store, blenderbitesize.gumroad.com. Okay, so I've got a little few additions to the scene here for this one, but the custom startup file will show you generally modelling the room, setting the light, the camera and everything else. I'll link to that. I'm going to go into the shading tab, enable display render preview, add a new material to my object, and then shift select all of them, ending with the one that I've added the material to, and then I'll press Ctrl L and M to copy that material across to the other objects. So I'm going to start by adding a mix shader in between the principled shader and the material output. I'll duplicate that and again pop it in between the two. Set the mix shader, or the factor, sorry, to 0.125 on that second one. And then I'll duplicate the principled shader as well. And connect that up to the first mix shader in the first slot, and the second one to the second slot. Duplicate it a third time and connect that up to the second shader in the second slot. So we'll start down here with this one. We'll set the roughness to 0. Select it and press Shift P and add a frame. And rename it Polished Stone. So this is our overall material. Then I'm going to go to the top principled shader. Set the roughness to 0.001. Index of refraction to 1. Open the sheen. Set the weight to 0.5 and the roughness to 0.5. Then I'm going to press Shift A and search for a texture coordinate. Connect the object output to the base color of that principled shader. Then I'll search and apply a noise texture in between the two, followed by a mix color node, and connect the object output from the texture coordinate into the second slot on that mix shader. Or mixed node, sorry. I'll set the scale of the noise text to 5, detail to 10, and leave everything else as it is. Next, I'm going to apply a mapping node after the mix node, and set the rotation as 359 on the y-axis. Then I'll select those four and move them out of the way because I need some space. Apply a Voronoi texture. And you can see how that's fragmented the colour. I'll duplicate that and connect up the mapping node. I'll set the feature output to distance to edge and reconnect that to the base colour. Set the scale to 1 and detail to 15. Then I'll press Ctrl Shift and right click and drag to automatically apply a mix node. Connect the top Voronoi texture to the factor and the bottom Voronoi texture to the A input and set the color value of the B to white. On the second Voronoi texture, I made a mistake. It should have been a noise texture. Same connections though. We'll set the scale as 1, detail to 15, roughness to 0.8 and distortion to 1. I'm going to add a color ramp between the Voronoi texture and the mix node, and also between the noise texture and the mix node. Top color ramp will set to B spline, and we'll set the second color stop at position 0.25, and again with the second color ramp B spline, and we'll flip that color ramp. No, we won't. We'll flip it back. We'll take the black value, the left hand one, and set it as a position 0.4. And the white we'll set at 0.65. And you can see that's kind of giving us an overall mottling effect, which is great if you just wanted to create a simple glazed ceramic, although I do have a separate video on that. We'll select all of those up to the principled shader, apply a frame with Shift P, open up the panel on the right with N, and call it background texture. So that's the polished stone and the background texture created. So you can guess the middle principled shader is going to be where we create the veining for the marble. So we'll start that by adding a texture coordinate to the base color. Make sure to use the object output from the texture coordinate so that it's appropriately assigned. Then add a noise texture in between. And a mix color node. Connect the object output from the texture coordinate into the second slot of that mix color node. Set the scale as 5, detail as 10, and we can leave everything else as it is. Then on the mix color node we'll set the factor to 0.55. Then going to need a mapping node after that. Followed by a Voronoi texture, and you can see how that breaks up the color again, using the distance output on that one, and distance to edge as the feature output. Scale of 1, detail of 10, lacunarity of 5. Then we're going to control all of that with a color ramp. And then we'll duplicate that to get a second. And then we'll add a mix node after that, between that and the principled shader. We'll also add one above and connect up the Voronoi output to it. And then connect that to the factor of the first mix shader. So for that first color ramp, we'll set the white position as 0.125. And for the second color ramp, the white is a position of 0.125 again. We'll set the roughness to 0 on the principled shader. And then on that last color ramp, we're going to change to B spline. We're going to flip the color ramp and we're going to drag the black across to position 0.025, and that's going to crunch all of that veining and make it look fabulous. So we'll grab all of that and add a frame and name it Veins, as long as you can spell it right. And again, we'll just organise things a bit better. So there we go. We know which elements of this create which parts of the design, and you can see there the veining looks fabulous within that design. And I'm now going to fiddle around. If you need to add connectors to these lines, just press Shift on your keyboard and then right click and drag across the line, and it will add little connectors. I find that if things are running all over the place and behind, it's a nice way of tidying things up so you can see the path that these nodes are running through. So we see the background texture there. We can see the mask control and the output from the veins, and also the polished stone that all sits on. That's then mixed together, and again in the last one. That's how it works. So on the right you can see my render settings that I've used. Feel free to pause the video if you need to emulate this as much as possible, or copy this as much as possible, whichever way you want to refer to it. Obviously I get many comments saying it doesn't work out exactly the same, so I just wanted to make sure you had as much information as possible. Obviously in the Compositor I've got the denoise node enabled, and then I'll run it through render with 512 samples and the Compositor, and that took around 7 seconds for a single frame, which is rather spiffing. Anyway, here's an animated version of that. I hope you have enjoyed this video and will give it a thumbs up. Of course, I would appreciate any subscriptions, and also don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified of future releases. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and of course, any questions or comments in the usual places.